Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. All right, so I understand the fact that today's episode I am starting a little bit late, which is not the norm on a very good day, right? And oh wow, I actually forgot to put this thing on my screen where I tell you guys what today's episode is. All right, I was actually preoccupied with something earlier today, and I had to like shift the whole thing till this evening. All right, so the topic for today, just a second, please. How to create online courses that sell. Let me quickly like change this. How are you guys doing? If you are watching me live, please comment, right? I'm seeing a few people watching me right now. Please comment on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course that I want to like change something. And I would. Okay. That is that. All right, so welcome, guys. You know my name already now, Adam Solofim Olajide. All right, and on today's episode, we'll be looking at how to create an online course that sells. How to create an online course that sells. And before I dive right into what I have for today, just quickly wanted to speak about what has happened to me during this week. A few days back, my phone crashed, like my main line. So if you're trying to reach out to me and you realize that I cannot be reached, that's what happened. My main phone crashed. So, on today's episode, we'll be looking at how to create an online course that sells. How to create an online course that sells. Now, a lot of you guys might have wanted to create an online course over time, or probably like you've heard about how profitable it is to create an online course. I think as of 2019, online courses raked up to $49 billion all over the world, right? So that means that like it's an area that is growing for entrepreneurs and those that have something to teach people. Okay, so today that's what we'll be looking at: how to create online course. All right, so why would you want to create an online course? Maybe just maybe you have something that like you're really great at, and then like you want to teach it, and or you feel that like something is lacking that people are not really talking about, and you have that expertise in, right? And yeah, you might just want to teach it. And now I'm going to show you how you can go about it. All right, so that it would be frictionless for you. Even though I might not be able to like go in depth into every single thing, but whatever it is that I'm going to teach today should be a foundational thing for you that you can actually build upon. All right. So number one on the list, if you would like to like create an online course, you need to choose a topic. You need to be able to choose a topic for the course that you're trying to teach. Just a moment, I'm trying to like grab my notes. All right, now, in choosing a topic, it has to be something that like you are very, very passionate about, right? That's the first part. You have to be passionate about it. You must be skilled in that thing, and you must have adequate experience in teaching it. All right, you must be passionate about it. You must have the skill, and you must be experienced in it, because people might have probably come to or how do, sorry, the question really is like, how do you know that okay, maybe this topic is for you? It might come from the fact that like people have picked your brain severally on that particular topic. They've probably come to meet you that like, hey, you seem knowledgeable about this thing. Can you explain to me how I can go about this thing, right? Maybe you're a baker and then people are always calling you like, there's this particular thing that like I would like to do in my cake. How do you think I can go about it? And then you can actually say it at the top of your head without looking at a book. Or probably people come to you and then they tell you that like, I'm actually having issues with my relationship. Is there any way you can actually advise me? And then the advice you give at that point in time is something that actually helps out, right? Now, that gives you an idea of what you can actually talk about, all right? And that's where you have to choose a topic, something related to what you're actually very good at, right? What you have a passion for, what you're skilled at, and then what you have an experience in. Okay. Now, once you are able to choose um, your course topic, right? Then you need to do what you need to validate the topic, because it is not all the time that like you feel that hey, this particular topic I am trying to teach is good enough, right? that would actually sell on the long run. You need to know if that particular course is worth selling, if that particular course would be able to make you money. All right. So, how do you validate a course, right? How do you know if that particular course will sell? One of the ways that you can know is make sure it has high demand in the market, right? Especially when it has to do with your niche, right? Your area of expertise. Make sure that like people are really, really looking out for who can help them out with the topic. Maybe people have been asking so many questions around that topic. People around you, right, are asking that similar questions, and then you know that like, okay, I know this thing. If these people can actually be asking me questions, then that means that like maybe much more people are actually looking for solutions to that problem. Another way you can actually do that is by checking forums related to your niche, checking forums, checking Facebook pages. You can join as many Facebook pages that is related to the niche you're trying to enter into, right? And then seek or see the questions that like they actually ask within the group, right? On forums, check the forums that has to do with your niche, and then check the type of questions that they ask. Now, if what you have in mind to teach is similar to the questions that like they actually ask, then it gives you an idea that okay, this particular course is profitable. All right. Another way that you can actually go about this is by using Google Trends. All right. You use Google Trends to check if people are actually searching for a topic, right? And then from there you can tell how valuable that course would be if you were to sell it on the long run. All right. So validate the topic. And another aspect or another way you can actually validate a topic is by using a platform called Udemy, right? Like let's say for example, you want to create a course on illustration, right? Graphics illustration, and then you could go on Udemy to see if people are actually buying that course. If you check it out and you realize that okay, people are actually buying the course, then there's that likelihood that like you can also get your own customers. All right, it is really really possible that you can actually get your own customers. Okay, so another way that like what's the word now? Okay, in a situation, right, whereby you realize that like okay, this topic a lot of people are actually teaching it. Now the question is that like, is there any way you can bring that topic, which might probably be a general topic, right, and bring it to your own niche? Okay, now we could say that like people are talking about sales, for instance, right? How to get more sales for your business. Now, what if you focus the sales aspect to the what's the word now, to people within your niche? Let's say you're a baker, for example, right? You're a cake baker, and then you have a lot of cake bakers around you that are actually having issues getting clients, right? Just because you have actually or you have knowledge about how to make sales, right? Probably you've taken courses, you've practiced it, and then you realize how good you are at it at that point in time. You could actually niche it down to those that are within your own scope, to the bakers around you, and then sell that course to them. You know that like they're also having that problem, and then it is going to be easy for you to sell that course to those people. All right, because people always want to make sales, right? Yeah. All right. So moving on to number 3, we have what outcome do you want your students to get out of the course? You need to know what outcome you want them to have at the end of the day. It's like saying that like have the end in mind from the very beginning. Okay, what do you want them to have by the time they finish your course? Do you want them to be a professional salesperson in the cake world, or do you want them to learn how to design a particular thing in less than 5 minutes, or are you trying to like teach them how they can approach a lady and then talk to a lady and that lady would fall in love with them within 10 minutes, right? Now, there are a lot of things that like you could do, but the main thing is what is the outcome? What do you want them to take away at the end of the day? All right. You need to have the end in mind from the very beginning. It is very, very important, because if you cannot have that clear picture of where you want to take your students to, or those people that you're trying to create a course for, then you will just be what's the word now? You just be roaming about, right? You just be picking different points, but you do not have a roadmap. There should be an end in mind whenever you are creating a course. It is very, very important, because that is part of the things that like you use in your marketing strategy in bringing people in, because you can tell them that like, hey, I'm going to teach you how you can lose weight in 30 days without using X, Y, Z. Now, that is very, very specific. You're telling them what they're going to get out of the course after 30 days of following your instructions, right? And then people would be like, okay, this person actually knows what he is doing or she is doing. Okay, so that's number 3 on the list. Moving on to number 4, we have create an outline for your course. Create an outline for your course. Now, you know the course you want to create. You have the topic already. You have validated it, right? And you have the end in mind. Now you need to break that course down into bits and pieces, right? You need to break the course. You need to break the course down. Just a moment, please. I'm trying to get my note. Now, you know the roadmap for the course, right? Now, how do you take them from A to B? Would there be like you move from this point to the next one? Let's say I want to teach you how to become or how to bake a wedding cake, right? For instance. Now, maybe the first thing I'm going to teach you, right, is the tools you would need to bake the cakes, right? You need to know now. That is like me breaking everything down. The tools you need to bake the cake. What's the word? The different types of cake that you can actually bake, right? Maybe like you're trying to teach like 5 to 10 to 20 different types of cakes, right? Now that's another module. And then like after learning that, you can say that okay, the next phase of the class would be how to cover cakes, how to use fondant to cover cakes, how to use buttercream to cover cakes, how to use what's the last one? Royal icing, yeah, to cover cakes. Now, these are steps. You're taking them from one point to the other till you actually get to the very end of the course. That is how you outline your course. Take it step by step, right? Knowing the roadmap, right? Okay, how do you move from here to this point? How do you move from this point to this point? How do you move from this point to this point till you get to the very last point, right, of the course? Okay, that's number 4 on the list. Create an outline for your course. Moving on to number 5, we have what learning method do you want to use in teaching your course? All right. Now, there's some people that like, if they have to teach a course, they are camera shy, right? So you could be that like theirs would just be a slideshow whereby their voice will be in the background. Now, that might be a method that you would want to use in teaching your course. It could also be that like you could be as I am, right? My face showing, and then I am teaching you the course, and then you're following. All right. It could also be a method whereby, like, let's say I get a board, right? I have a board here, and then like I have a marker, and then I am writing on the board, right? Now, you need to know what method works best for you, right? If I'm going to teach people how to bake cakes, then I have to like show them the room I am using, the tools I am using, right? Because it has to be much more interactive. You cannot see me teaching you how to bake a cake and then I'll then tell you that like, okay, after you mix the butter, the egg, the sugar, and the flour, right? Mix it together for like about 20 minutes, and then from there you then put it in the oven. People cannot relate with that, okay, except if they see me doing it live, right? And then I show them how I mix it. I show them how I pour it into the baking pan. I show them the temperature that they have to use in the oven, and then like then put it inside the oven, and then like show them when I bring it out to see if it has baked properly. And if it hasn't, I put it back into the oven before I finally bring it out. I scrape off the sides, and I am showing everybody step by step how to do it. And that is a method in which I am trying to like use to to teach, right? That's the learning method. Now, you also ask yourself, what learning method should I use for my own training also? You don't necessarily need to do all that I just said, right? Yours could just be this method that I'm using, or it could just be that like you have a slide show, and then maybe like at the very bottom you are there also on the screen, right? Combining the two together. Just know what works best for your class, and you can also ask before you create it that like, okay, what do you think would work best if I were to teach this course, right? Ask people around you, what do you feel, especially people that are within your niche, right? What works best? Or you could also check out other people that have created their own courses relating to what you want to create, right? And then from there you do the same thing, or you emulate what they have created and then toll that path. All right. So that's number 5 on the list. Number 6 is record and edit your course. Now, what mode of recording do you want to use for the course? Right now, if it is something that like I would not be showing my face and it's just a slideshow, then most likely I might have to use Camtasia and then like my recording equipment, right? Camtasia and my recording equipment. For those that are using Apple products, I think there's Screencast. Yes, they have Screencast, and Vimeo has this new thing that like you can use to record your screen right now if you want to just do a slideshow thingy. But Camtasia, if you want to show your face and also show your screen. However, if it is not that method that like you want to use, right? If it is something live and you want people to see you, like it's just you talking, you could probably like, as I am using, I have a webcam over there. I am pointing at it right now, right? You could use a webcam to record what you need to teach, or you might as well just use your phone, all right? Use your phone to teach people what you have to teach them. And if not, choose find exactly what you need to use, right, to create your content. Okay, it could be screen recording, it could be using your phone, it could be using your webcam, it could be you recording your screen, whichever method that you want to use. It could even be you getting the service of a videographer, depending on the technicality of what you want to teach, right? And that is it. Record and edit. If you cannot edit yourself, you can easily give it to someone that is good at editing. But there are a lot of tutorials online on how to edit your own videos. There are a lot of apps that helps you to edit. It doesn't have to be something so complicated. Just make it as basic and simple as possible. What people are really interested in is the message. Sometimes it is not really about how flamboyant the whole thing is, but the message is the key thing that people really want to get out of your course. All right, so that's number 6 on my list. Moving on to number 7 is choose a place to host your course. All right, if you want to create an online course, choose a platform in which you want to create your course. Now, there are now tons of platforms that you can actually host your course as at this point in time. Now, I'll start with the local ones that we have, and then I would then move on to the international ones. Now, we have a site called Expertnaire, right? You can host your course on it. I think there's actually a fee you have to pay for hosting your course. And then whenever you make sales, they have a percentage that they take from you. We have selar.co, selar.co. That's another platform that you can actually host your course on in Nigeria, right? I think it's Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe, United Kingdom, and United States. Yeah, I tried. All right. So on those platforms, on Selar, you can actually host your course also. Then for the international platforms, you could use Udemy. Udemy is a platform that you can actually use to host your course. You could use Thinkific. You could use teachable.com. Yeah, you could also use teachable.com to host your course. And then again, I'm trying to see. Okay, yeah, you can actually like create a course, an LMS, right? A platform for your own self, like you created it for yourself, right? You're not giving anybody any commission. You're the one that created it from scratch up, and then you host your course on your own website. All right. So that is also another option that you can actually use in hosting your course. Very, very easy. All right. So then again, we then move on to pricing your course. How much should you price your course? The first thing you could probably do is look around you, right? If you see anybody that has actually hosted a course before, you can ask, okay, how much did this person charge, right? Then also, it depends on your target audience. Now, if you are the type that like is trying to like market a course to students, for example, right? People that are in the university, they may not be able to afford beyond a particular amount at the moment, right? You cannot tell them that, okay, pay a 50,000 naira course as a student. No, they will not be able to afford it. But if you said that, like, okay, I'm creating a 5,000 naira course for you, if they are your target audience, then they might as well rush in to get the course. That is if it is those people that you're trying to target. But if you're trying to target people who are salary earners, people who are already in the industry, people who are already earning, then you know that, okay, you can actually scale it up and then charge them 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 naira, 250,000 naira, depending on how complex the course is. And if the course itself is not saturated and a lot of people are looking for that particular course, all right, if you're the first person to come up with that course, there's that higher tendency that I can actually charge higher than every other person. I actually know a particular lady that has sold a course for about $600 here in Nigeria, if not more than $600, and she had a lot of people turn up for the course. As at this point in time, I think she has made over $500,000 in sales as a Nigerian just teaching a course, one course. She has made over $500,000 in sales. Now, another person can sell the same course for maybe students, and maybe the person would not even have made like 100,000 naira. Now, naira to dollar is like way like miles apart. You get what I'm trying to say. Your target audience determines how much you're going to sell a particular course. Very, very important. So know who you're selling to, and from there you can actually like put a price tag to it. Okay. Now, number 9, which is the last point that I have, is market your course. Now, this number 9 is a whole world on its own, and I'm actually thinking of doing a part 2 series to this particular course. Sorry, to this particular episode, right? Marketing your course is like very, very integral to how successful your course would be, the sales of your course would be. All right. Very, 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 very integral. I have seen someone who taught a course that's actually paid for the course, and the cost to me was not really worth it. But because the marketing was legit, the person actually spent a whole lot of money on marketing, putting it up in the right channels. This person was able to make so much from the course, right? She made so much money from the course. And I was like, I can actually do a better job than what this lady actually delivered. But then it is what it is. The more you spend on marketing, the more creative you are when it comes to marketing, right? Because marketing is very, very wide when it comes to selling your online course. It's the same thing for even your business. Marketing is very, very key because you have to use different channels, different methods in which that you have to use rather to sell your course. Very, very important. Marketing is key if you want to make enough sales in your business. All right. So we have come to the end of today's episode, right? If you want to launch your online course, follow the steps, right? Let me just quickly take it one step at a time. Okay, yeah. You're welcome, Oluwatosin Sunday. Said, good evening, sir. Thanks for making justice to this topic. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so let me quickly run over the points again. Number 1 is choose a topic. Number 2 is validate a topic. Number 3 is what outcome do you want your students to get out of the course? Number 4 is create an outline for your course. Number 5 is what learning method do you want to use? Number 6 is record and edit your course. Number 7 is choose a place to host your course. Number 8 is pricing your course. And number 9 is market your course. If you do this, right, with everything I have said, now a serious student would go back home and then would flesh out everything I have said, do more research on everything I have said, especially number 9. Very, very critical, very, very important, right? If you want your online course to be successful, very, very key, very, very important. All right. And thank you guys for sticking around till the end of this course. I hope you guys have been able to like learn something tangible, right? And yeah, this is the 70th episode. I actually didn't make mention of that. This is the 70th episode. And if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, please do so much to like this video. And on YouTube, please subscribe, share on Facebook, and let's help someone out there to learn something tangible. My name remains Adam Solofemi Olajide. And as I always say, give the world your best and be the best God has created you to be. Peace out and signing out. Have a lovely weekend, guys.